Hi, welcome back with another movie explanation. Today, I'm going to explain a romantic drama film called When We First Met. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film opens with an engagement party. We can see Noah and Avery in the party. Noah likes Avery, but she's engaged. In the engagement party, Avery tells everyone how she met her fiance. At the same time, Noah thinks about how he met Avery in the Halloween party a few years ago on October 31st, 2014. Noah meets Avery in the Halloween party and talks to her. She was wearing a nurse outfit in the Halloween party. After the party, Noah takes Avery to a jazz bar. In the jazz bar, he plays piano, and Avery is very surprised to see Noah playing piano. They come out of a jazz bar and go to the photo booth. Avery tells Noah that they should pose some weird poses so they can remember the moment forever. After a while, Avery takes Noah to her house and they play foosball in her living room and eat cereal. Noah was hungry, so he ate all the cereal. The next morning, Avery goes to a supermarket to get some cereal, and there she meets Ethan and they start dating after that. At the end of the night, they come closer to kissing, but they don't. Actually, Noah thinks she was going to kiss him, but she hugs him and tells him she sees a good friend in him. Now we see Avery introducing her fiance Ethan in the engagement party. Noah seems sad that he isn't the one Avery is marrying. Noah has a lot to drink. After this, he goes into the restroom to vomit. Avery comes to Noah to see how he was doing and finds him vomiting in the bathroom. Avery asks Noah if he is alright. He tells her that all of a sudden he got food poisoning, but actually he drank too much. Seeing Noah's condition, Avery asks her friend Carrie to drop him back at his house. Noah says he will book an Uber, but he gets his phone wet and it doesn't work. Carrie takes Noah home in her car. While going home, Carrie asks Noah why he drank too much. He tells her that he loves Avery, but he couldn't see her marrying someone else. He also tells her that he always thinks about the night they first met. On the way home, Noah asks Carrie to drop him at the jazz bar. She takes him to the jazz bar. Noah and Carrie have a few drinks there while drinking. He tells Carrie that everything started going south when Ethan showed up. Carrie tells Noah that Avery only saw him as her friend and nothing more. Carrie leaves the bar because she has a photo shoot the next morning, but Noah stays in the bar, and after a while he goes into the photo booth where Avery and he took pictures when they first met. While sitting in the photo booth, Noah wishes for another chance to be with Avery, and surprisingly, his wish comes true. The next morning, he wakes up in his house. He comes out of the house and sees everyone wearing costumes because it is Halloween. He doesn't understand what's going on. Noah goes into a store and sees a newspaper with the date October 31st, 2014. He thinks it's a joke but asks the shopkeeper what day it is today. The shopkeeper tells Noah it's Halloween 2014. This is the day when Noah met Avery for the first time. After finding out they travel back in time, he goes to one of his friends. His name is Max. His friend Max is a small worker in the office, but he became the boss in the same office after 3 years. Noah tells Max everything, but he doesn't believe in him. When Noah is in Max's office, he looks out of the window and finds Carrie taking pictures of people in costumes. Noah goes to Carrie and tells her that she knows him and she dropped him at the bar last night. After hearing all this, Carrie thinks Noah was stalking her. She tells him to go away. After this, Noah goes home and gets ready for the Halloween party in which he will meet Avery. In the night, Noah goes to the party and bumps into Avery. He catches her from falling and looks into her eyes. Noah knows everything about Avery, so he has an edge and is able to impress Avery by telling her he likes everything she likes and they have a lot in common. Noah tells Avery that his favorite drink is also similar to Avery's favorite drink. He plays piano in the jazz bar like the first time around. He plays Avery's favorite music and impresses her. After this, they go to the photo booth and take pictures. Once it's over, they go back to Avery's house. Meanwhile, Avery gets a message from Carrie that she will come to her house in a minute. After knowing this, Noah wants to leave as soon as possible, because when Noah met Carrie in the morning, she thought he was a stalker and if she comes home and sees him, she might react defensively. Before leaving, he kisses Avery. Before Noah left, Carrie comes home and sees Noah. She tells Avery that he is a stalker. They start to get scared and Carrie hits Noah with a flower pot. The next morning, Noah wakes up and thinks all of it was a dream and wants to apologize to Avery for what he did in the engagement party. When Noah goes to Avery's house, Ethan opens the door and calls Avery. Avery tells Noah that he's a stalker from 3 years ago, and Carrie comes and starts to hit him again. Actually, due to Noah's actions, everything changed and in the course of 3 years, Noah and Avery never became friends. In the next scene, Noah figures out what's happening because of the photo booth and goes back to the booth. He again wishes to go back to October 31st, 2014. He wakes up in his bed in the morning. He comes back to the past. Noah goes to the party and meets Avery, but this time he behaves rudely with her and she pushes him into a swimming pool. Noah says sorry and asks Avery to give him a hand to come out of the pool. Noah drags Avery into the pool and kisses her. They go back to Avery's house and they have Copa. 3 years later, Noah wakes up in the bed with Avery. He looks at the date and thinks everything worked out, but nothing has changed. Noah was sleeping beside Avery because she called him home for a one night stand, and she didn't want a relationship with Noah. To change the present relationship that Avery and Noah have, he goes back to the photo booth and travels back in time. This time, he works in his friend Max's office. He meets Avery and takes her to a bar and orders the expensive wine. They talk for a while. After 3 years, Noah wakes up and sees himself in a huge mansion, and he feels very happy for being successful. He gets engaged to Avery and thinks everything went well this time around. In this future, Noah has a very good life with a very good job. He goes to the office in the morning and comes back home in the evening and sees Ethan in his house. Ethan looks miserable, but while talking to Ethan, he realizes that Avery is not happy living with him. He also asks Carrie if Avery ever loved him. She tells him Avery doesn't love you, but she cares for you and she will never leave you. Noah knows Avery is not happy. She will never be happy with him. He decides to let Ethan have her. Noah goes back to the photo booth and travels back in time to make everything go back to normal. He takes Ethan to the Halloween party. He introduces him to Avery. After this, Noah goes to Carrie and spends time with her. He takes Carrie to a jazz bar. He teaches her how to play piano. While talking to her, he found out that all the things Avery told him, like her favorite music and a lot of things, she had copied from Carrie. After this, Noah becomes a good friend with Carrie and bonds with her on music and all the things he likes. Noah thinks to himself that whatever Avery told him was fake, and that is why he could never change the future just like he wanted. Noah, Carrie, Ethan, and Avery sit in the photo booth and take a few pictures. In the next scene, Noah wakes up 3 years in his friend Max's house. Noah asks Max if he and Carrie were ever in a relationship. Max tells him that they just spent one night at a Halloween party, and after that they never met again. He goes to Carrie's house and asks her to be his girlfriend, but she says no because she has a boyfriend. Noah can spend time with Carrie only if he becomes Avery's friend, so he wants to change everything back to how it was in the beginning. He goes back to the photo booth and he doesn't find the photo booth. Noah asks a man what happened to the photo booth. He tells him it was removed a few months ago. Noah gets upset and starts drinking. Avery comes to the same bar and sees him upset. He tells her about the photo booth. She tells him that she bought it as a gift for him. Noah goes to Avery's house to change everything back to normal. This time, he was able to change everything back to normal. Finally, he gets to be with Carrie. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Stay safe and never forget, you are awesome.